Now, finally, after months and months of talking about it, it is official. We can finally say, welcome to Manchester City, Erling Braut Haaland. He has finally joined Manchester City. In this video, we will be discussing the contract details, the length, the fee, the wage he will be earning. Is there release clauses in the contract? We'll all be discussing this in this video, and even what he could bring to Manchester City. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, hit that bell notification bell so you never miss any upload that we do on this channel. And thank you to all the new subscribers. It's been a while since my last video, but this is massive news and I had to make one about this. Now, if you've been just keeping up to date with football news, transfers, Manchester City news and transfers, you would know that it is official now. A club statement has been official on all the socials for Manchester City, and even on the website. They are finalising a deal Erling Braut Haaland to come to the Etihad the 1st of June 2022, which is the start of the 2022/2023 season. It is seeming we have activated that release clause. There was stipulation about the prices, but it is official. 75 million euros, or if you're in pounds, 62 million pounds, which is probably, if not the biggest bargain in recent football transfer history, to get someone with the amount of goals he puts out every single year, even with injuries. This is such a bargain. I cannot wait for this guy to come into Man City. There was also a lot of stipulation around how much he will be earning per week. There were figures thrown out there, 500,000, 550, even up to 600, 650,000 pounds per week, which I knew was ludicrous. I just knew there was no way this guy would be earning anywhere near that amount of money. I thought he would be the highest earner at the club, but it is seeming he is going to be just under or on par with Kevin De Bruyne, as Kevin De Bruyne is our highest earner at the club at around £375,000 a week, which Kevin deserves that wage. Erling Haaland, I'm pretty sure it's going to go up with incentives when he hits goals and achievements, so it's probably going to be ending up a lot more than that. But on the structure, the wage structure, it's going to be on paper £350,000 to £375,000 per week. Now, if he stays to fulfill his contract, it's going to be on a 5-year term basis. That will put him coming to the Etihad till the end of the 2027 season, which I was very happy with. I wanted a minimum 5-year contract. I was hoping that if we were going to pay him around the figures everyone was saying, I'd like to keep him on for 6, 7, even 8 years. But 5 years is good. But there has been now recent discoveries that there is a release clause embedded into this guy's contract. Now, it seems that after 2 years of his contract, there's going to be a release clause activated for around 150 million euros, in excess of that, so it could be more, which is around 127 million pounds. If you look at that from a Man City perspective, when it comes to financial fair play, if we're going to buy more players around then, that is going to double our money and really help the club, and it's going to be our record transfer out of the club as well. 127 million pounds is probably a little bit less than I would have stuck on that release clause. I probably would have added another, I don't know, 40, 50 million euros, get it up that 200 million, euro mark, which I thought would have been a fair assumption considering this guy's trajectory is on for Ballon d'Ors. He could help us win Champions League, and if his goal record is anything to go off from past clubs, even before Borussia Dortmund, Mulder, Salzburg, this guy can score 1-in-1 or even more. So this is an insane deal. I cannot wait for him to come to the club. I think this is going to be probably one of, if not the best transfers Man City's ever going to make. And that's really tough to say because Sergio Aguero is my favourite player in Man City's history. He's our #1 striker and #1 goal scorer in the club's history. But I think if Erling Haaland enjoys the project of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola signs an extension for another 2, 3, 4 years. In the 2 years before the activation comes for that release clause, we can win a Champions League, maybe continue with back-to-back Premier Leagues and make that 4 in a row. I know that sounds mad to say, but he could extend for another 2, 3 years, Haaland, and could really probably take over the goal record for Sergio Aguero, which is insane to say. So this could definitely be the best transfer in the club's history. I cannot wait for Haaland. Everyone knows on this channel, you've seen from my players that we should transfer into Manchester City. This guy was always #1 on my list, #1 ahead of Harry Kane, ahead of another false nine like Dybala, João Felix, Cuckoo. I always rated this guy very high, and he's the sort of player I love watching. Just a big figure, big broad shoulders, very strong. He could bash off anyone if they try and tackle him or chase him down. He's surprisingly fast for his size, like really fast. He's great in the air, which is something Manchester City needs, especially now we've got the most goals off set pieces, but we've got one of the shortest teams in the league, which is really mad to say. So adding another 6'4" guy in there with the Diaz's, the Laportes, the Stones, the Akes, even the Rodris as well, that's going to be very dangerous to set pieces, corners, free kicks. So that's another dimension that's going to be very much needed and added to Manchester City, especially when we go for that European Cup as well. He looks like a very good penalty taker if he can take it off Riyad Mahrez or De Bruyne, whoever's taken him. It's a bit of a mix with Man City. But this guy, I think, is suited to the Premier League. It's a very physical league. And I feel like if he gets 20 goals in the Premier League in his first season and another 10, 15 in FA Cups, Carabao Cups, Champions Leagues, I think that is a successful first season, because it is going to take a little bit for him to adapt. We've seen with Jack Grealish, especially to the style that Pep plays. It's going to be completely different to what it was last year. Definitely is going to be different. I think it's going to take a few games, maybe 4, 5, 6 games to get started. He might score 1 or 2 goals in between that. I'm sure he will. But to really see what he produced in the Bundesliga, I think it's going to take a few weeks, month or two to really adapt to Pep ball. Hopefully he has a great preseason, doesn't get injured, and stays fit for the whole season, because this guy could be dangerous. And it looks like we're going to win the Premier League this year, which is 2 Premier Leagues in a row. Could we do what Manchester United done? Sorry, not Manchester City, but United done 3 in a row. I think the addition of Erling Haaland could really make us do that and create history for the club and for the Premier League as well. So overall, I think this is a great transfer. I think I'd give this one an 11 out of 10 if I have to put it on a scale. But I'm just so happy. I cannot contain my excitement right now. And because we got him at such a cheap price, I know it's mad to say with how much money we've spent on the club, but we've had a lot of good outgoings this year. We've actually profited in sales, I think around £27 million in profit from everyone we've let go. I think we could really go for another midfielder or even a left back or right back. Either one doesn't really bother me. We just need a little bit more bolstering that fullback and another centre mid or box-to-box midfielder, DM, to replace Fernandinho. Can really help with competition and really bolster our depth squad, especially with teams like Liverpool. Really looking like, if you look at Liverpool's bench when they're playing, it's insane. And that's why they're always up there with us. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as I said before, bell notifications. Make sure you join the Facebook group, Man City Global Fan Group. Over 400,000 members at the time of this recording. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.